Hi everyone, welcome back to EcommerceSuccess by Ad360. Today we're going to review a super interesting study that was shared by someone on our community, the e-commerce subreddit. I will be putting the link of that community again in the comments below. I think many of you are still not aware there is a community. We're trying to share a ton of content, so these videos, but also blog articles, studies, trend reports, and I'm trying to generate more activity so that everybody feels comfortable sharing their feedback, their tips, asking for questions, asking for help with their business. So if you don't know where to turn to, if you need help with anything, feel free to really go to the e-commerce subreddit, ask your question, ask for help, ask for feedback on your store, on your marketing strategy, on your business questions, and I will be here anyway to support you, but I hope more and more people will be active in this community. And so today we have someone who posted, and I'm going to review their content because it's super interesting. Before we do that, please like the video, comment below, tell us what you think. Do you like reports, reviews like this one with a ton of stats, trends, what's going on in the industry in 2022? If you'd like this more frequently, please tell me in the comments below. This video is brought to you by Ad360. Ad360 is the easiest way to start advertising all over the web in just one click. So if you want to give it a try, there is a link in the description to try the free demo, free trial actually. It's not a demo, you can book a demo, but you can also try for 14 days the app for free on the Shopify App Store and see by yourself how easy it is to start advertising all over the web. Okay, let's get into the content of the day. So this is our e-commerce success subreddit. So there's a ton of content. We're only 57 members so far, so it's still a very new community, very small, but it's growing and more people are coming. And so feel free to ask also for feedback or share relevant content like this user. We're only asking that you don't spam with 100% promotional content. There has to be an educational value. And so this user agreed on me doing a video review. So let's do that today. So they shared on their website. So I don't know this company. I don't know this user. So I'm not affiliated. I'm just sharing because I read the report. I think it's a fantastic piece of content. There's a ton of super interesting, super valuable information. And so I'm just going to do a quick review of some of the items. I won't do a deep dive because it's super long, super insightful, but you'll find the link of this in the description below. Okay, so e-commerce trend report, the state of the industry in 2022, and it's very recent. It's gone a couple of weeks, so it's a fantastic article. So what's going on? So of course the growth of e-commerce is slowing down. Now it's still growing, so each year e-commerce is becoming bigger and bigger, but the growth is decelerating. So we already talked about that on the first day when we reviewed the Shopify earnings and how they're still growing, but at a slower rate. Of course, you know, the exceptional events of the last 2 years led to a fantastic growth rate, and now we're getting back to something a bit more normal, but you know, between 16% and 9% growth rates in the next 5 years is really amazing still. So every year there's almost 10% improvement every year on year. So that's still a massive growth for this whole e-commerce segment. That's interesting. Online window shopping is an emerging trend. So you have more and more people just looking at websites, looking at stuff, comparing different websites, putting products in their cart. And we had up to 94% of abandon rates on cart. That's really crazy. On average, they're saying we have around 70% of carts, but depending on the category, the vertical, the products, could be anywhere between 70 and 85% abandon rate. And that's just an average figure. Meaning if you're just getting started, it's your first e-commerce website, it's not unusual to have 80-90% abandonment rates on carts. And there are techniques to fight this and improve the conversion rates. I already made a video on the topic, so on this topic I will put it in the description below. So people don't have any tolerance for service disruptions anymore. So even though 2 years ago they couldn't understand having shipping delays and product shortages and stuff, and even though some of these problems still stand today, we know supply chains globally are still very much affected and things are not completely back to normal, but people have lost any patience for that. So you need to ship on a quick time frame. I wouldn't even say reasonable, I would say quick time frame. People want fast delivery, they want consistent delivery, delays, and so you can't have any inconsistency or waiting for 2 or 3 weeks to get a product. That's becoming unacceptable for customers now. That's what makes the announcement from Shopify even more interesting. We reviewed that on Friday with the purchase of Deliver and the new Shopify feature called Shopify Promise, where Shopify handles all the fulfillment and the supply chain and logistics, and they're guaranteeing a 2-day delivery of your products to your customers. That's super interesting, and that's going to become more and more valuable in the eyes of a customer. And at some point, it's not going to be a nice to have and a competitive edge. It's going to be a must have. If you don't have that, you won't be able to sell online. So customers are more conscious of their brand support. I'm happy to see this here because this is something I've been saying for a while now. I've made in the last few months, I've made a number of videos on how to create a bond, a stronger relationship with your viewers, how to and your website visitors, how to create trust, and sharing your story, telling more about your business, and if you have a local presence, tell more about the local presence. This is really going to make your website feel more personal, feel more relatable. If you're really passionate about the cause, talk about that cause, talk about why you started your business, what matters to you, and people are going to be supporting you more. And I think even if you don't have a local, like physical boutique, brick and mortar shop, you can still say, I've seen that recently on someone with a candle business, and they're hand making their candles in Colorado, US. Say, okay, it's a small business made with love, handcrafted products in Colorado, and put that really under the spotlight on your website and try and advertise that with specific messages around that. In Colorado, you can do geo-targeted ads, advertise in your state, in your city, have different messages based on where you're advertising. And the closer you're advertising to home or where you live or where you operate your business, the more you can play on that that vibe of people wanting to support their local economy and their local businesses. So out-of-home activities, so that's super interesting. And you have some I won't comment on all the different stuff, but you have differences between baby boomers, of course, and Gen Z, and how people how much and how frequently they get out of home. And depending on that, maybe it might be more interesting again to take that into account in how you advertise for your products. What products do you highlight on your website? Depending on who you're targeting, that might be interesting to have in mind. So I'm not going to comment on that, but it's super interesting if you want to see which products have the highest growth rate. That's quite interesting. So now let's look at 5 e-commerce trends to watch out for. So the supply chain crisis, so we talked about that. I think you really need to find a solution to offer consistent and fast shipping delays. That's super important. Omnichannel e-commerce is on the rise. So you shouldn't just think of, okay, I need to put out content on social media to reach more people and bring people to the website. It's not, monolithic anymore. It's not like this, okay, I have different channels, I post in each channel and people go to the website and they buy on the website. Purchasing journeys are far more complex today than they used to be. People can find you on the web, go to your website, leave your website, go to social media, search for reviews and images on Instagram, go to YouTube and try and find comparison videos, review videos. Then they might go again to the website, check when they're on the go, out of home, as we just discussed, check on their phone, your website, your products, compare prices on a few different marketplaces, come back. So you have to have this in mind. You have to take this into account. And when you plan for your marketing strategy, you need to be active in all these places. And in yesterday's video, we talked about how to advertise on the World Wide Web and not just on one channel. And one of the tips I said is you need to be present everywhere. And you need to have like a focused audience, a focused targeting on a small niche group of people who are going to be really passionate or interested about your products, but you need to be present and visible towards these people everywhere, right? It's going to be much more efficient today than just have like a massive audience on one channel. So you really need to do that. And I think retargeting is also a key method you need to employ, because these people with these complex journeys coming to your website, leaving, coming back, on average they need to come between 7 and 12 times before they make a purchase. So you need to find them, show them retargeted ads specific to them based on the products they've seen and they've browsed, and you show them that product again in context relevant websites. If you're selling a fashion, show ads on fashion related websites, fashion blogs, clothing websites, and you're going to bring them back to you. Okay, so you have to do retargeting all over the web, not just on Google and social media, but do retargeting as well on website with display ads, video ads, native ads. It's super important. And that's all stuff you can do with Ad360, but more on that at the end of the video. So social commerce, super important. So as we said, e-commerce needs to be present on social media, and it's not just about posting about your products. It's also using social proof, sharing testimonials, happy customers, reviews, and giving the opportunity to people to buy with the Shop Now buttons on all the different social media channels. That's going to be increasingly important. And so this is an added complexity, but also see this as a window of opportunity. If you're more comfortable with online, with digital, with social media than your competitors, this is an opportunity to become a leader and have a competitive edge over the other people that are selling in your category. Talking about categories, this is the top 10 categories, so I'll let you review that. And if your category is here, congrats. This means it's a big and growing category, and there is a market, there is proven demand, so there's no excuse for not succeeding, right? So this is a proof people are buying in that category. There's a need, there's demand. So you need to do better if you're not successful yet, and you can, and we're here to help you. So if you want us to help you review your website, fix a few things, look at SEO, design, organization, your marketing strategy, your advertising setup, all of these are services we offer for free to help you be successful, because we want you to be successful. We want you to have a good website, converting well, happy and returning customers. We want you to be successful long term, so that you then use advertising with Ad360 to supercharge your already good results and become a customer for years. So we have an interest in making you successful. We want you to perform well and increase, grow, spend more and more on ads, and for many years to come. So that's why we're offering free service. So if you want to get help on anything related to e-commerce, your website, marketing strategy, advertising setup on any channel, feel free to contact us with the link in the description, and we can book a free consulting call and a free audit of your activities. And if your category is not here, that can also be good, because it means maybe you're pioneer, you're onto something new. Maybe there's going to be a faster growth rate. So in any case, there's room for everybody to be successful. That's what I believe. E-commerce platforms. So, there are a ton of platforms. So on Friday, we saw the number that Shopify now is responsible for more than 10% of all the e-commerce activity in the US, which is really massive when you think about it. But WooCommerce is already super big. If you just talk about market share, WooCommerce, which is the number one solution for WordPress websites, is about 40% of all the market share. I don't know how they calculate that, because I've seen different figures here and here, but it's true, WooCommerce is the number one solution. And the good news, I can tease you, we're about to release very, very soon the Ad360 app for WooCommerce. So if you have a WooCommerce shop, or you're on WordPress, you want to start selling more online, and you're interested in one-click solutions to start advertising anywhere on the web, be in touch, because very soon you'll be able to do that with the Ad360 app for WooCommerce. Okay, There are many more stats and many more interesting trends in this report. You see, we've only covered about 1/3 of the report, so it's really massive. There's a ton of super interesting stuff. I don't want the video to be too long, so I'm going to put the link of this report in the description, and I'll let you discover the rest. I think we already discussed some super interesting and massive trends, and for me, the key is be present everywhere. Take into account the complex user journeys. Take into account people are window shopping more. People care about businesses that they buy from. So try and really supercharge your message, your branding, your values, your mission. Show where you operate from, and retarget people wherever they are on the web, and try to bring them back to your website. And you can do that very easily with Ad360. There's a 14-day free trial at the moment if you want to give it a try. And you can download the app, and in less than 5 minutes, you can have retargeting all over the web set up properly. You can have advertising campaigns generated in 1 click with banners in all shapes and formats, automatically generated with your product's info, pricing, images. And we're going to find automatically the websites, blogs, mobile apps outside of social media and Google that are going to convert best for you. They're going to give you the maximum amount of visibility, of traffic, and of sales. So if you want to learn more, there's a link in the description. You can try for yourself, try the 14 days free trial, or you can book a demo if you have a few questions, you're not sure, you want to ask us how it works. You can book a demo, and I'd be happy to tell you more. Have a great day. Thanks again for Q Area for the content, super interesting. So feel free to check out the website. I'll put the link in the description below. And I wish you a ton of success, and see you soon.